Hey there, folks. I just wanted to make this video to thank you guys. We made it to 323 subscribers. Yeah, I know that's not a normal number, but I'm not a normal person, so... Anyhow, we just have it written a couple different ways. We have it written in hexadecimal, octal, and in binary. And as a thank you, I've had a lot of people ask me how I make my system talk videos and how do I make my planets. So as a little thank you, I'm going to just go through a small little tutorial of how I make the planets that you guys can see in the system talk videos. So first thing I do, well, let's see. Let's pick the Geddon system that we just uploaded. We have a rocky world that's volcanic, so the first thing I need to do is I need to think of a texture that would work well for the planetary surface. And I'm kind of thinking that maybe a rust texture would work well. So we'll go into pictures, textures, rust textures, and here we go. We could use a couple different one of these. We could take this and maybe reduce the greens and make it a little more orange, but this one's pretty good the way it is, so we'll take that. And as you can see, it's when we turn this into a sphere, we're going to want both edges on each edge to be the same. So we're going to actually have to clone an area and then split it apart. So we'll just create a new layer, make it the left side, and then we'll create another layer, we'll make it the right side. Whoops. There we go. So what we'll do is we'll take this, just a little box, somewhere that looks semi-decent. I think this will do. We'll copy this, and then we'll paste it, turn off the background, and then we will take this, whoops, I don't want to take that, nope. Take this, and we'll cut it, and paste it on the right side. And then for the right side, we just bring it over. For the left side, we'll bring it over, and we'll turn the background back on. But as you can see, there's these harsh lines right here, and we're going to probably want to get rid of those harsh lines. So what we'll do is we'll just take an eraser tool with the flow turned down with a feather on the edge, and we'll just kind of erase that line to make it a little less noticeable. And I usually spend quite a bit of time trying to make it blend fairly well, but for the sake of this tutorial, I'm not going to take too much time, but it should turn out alright. And from a glance, it looks alright. I mean, the right side looks a little bit darker, and the left side looks a little bit lighter, so I could probably match it by doing things with saturation and curves, but for the sake of the tutorial, I don't think I will. And then we will merge visible, then we have just one layer. And also, okay, and then what I'd do is I'd go File, Save, Export, but actually we might do an adjustment layer on top of this, and we'll do hue and saturation. And we'll take the saturation down a bit because it's a bit bright. And maybe take the lightness down. Well, yeah, that'll look alright. Okay, there we go. And then we'll just merge the visible again. And then that'll be our planetary surface when we go into our program to make the planet itself. However, because Tatco has lava, we're going to probably want to make a layer that we can use as a lava layer. So what we'll do, we would save this, File, Save, and then we'd export it, but I already have one exported, so then what we would do is we'd turn this into Layer, New Adjustment Layer, Black and White. Okay, and then we do Layer, New Adjustment Layer, and we do Brightness and Contrast. You turn the brightness up, brightness down, contrast up, We try to find a happy medium. And you might want to do this a couple times, just so we can bring out a couple areas for the lava. In the final composition, what's white will actually be the lava, so that's kind of the idea. And you'll mess around with it for a while, and eventually you'll get it looking nice. No, I don't want to say that. And then when I was done, I had this as my planetary surface, and I had this as my lava layer. And then we would go into Adobe After Effects, and this is where the magic happens, so to speak. That is, if Adobe After Effects wants to open for me. Okay, sorry about that. Now that we have Adobe After Effects open, we can go to File, Import, and we'll just import our files that we made. And there we go. And we'll want to, we can close out the render queue. And now we will take the planet and we'll throw it into a new composition. And that's just the same picture we had before, nothing special. We'll go to Effects and Presets, go to CC Sphere. Then we'll drag that on, and we have what kind of vaguely almost looks like a planet. But it looks alright. We can go into rotation, go into the Y rotation to make sure that everything looks alright and there's no harsh edges. It looks fairly decent. However, as you can see, the backside is quite dark. You really can't see anything. So what we're going to do is we're going to duplicate the layer, and we're going to go to the lighting. We're going to change the light direction, and we'll change the light height a little bit. And give it a little bit of a background lighting, so say the stars in the background are kind of backlighting the back part of the planet. And then we'll change the transfer mode to screen. And there you go, you got kind of like a 3D planet. You got your primary lighting source somewhere over here, could be a sun or something, and then you have your secondary lighting source over there. You might want to turn the intensity down a bit too. There we go. Now we can go, well, the saturation on this is still kind of high, but we could go to color correction, hue and saturation, and just bring the master saturation down a little bit. You can do that. You'd have to do that on both though. And there we go. That looks about right. Okay, and then that'll be your planet, but one thing to take note of though is when you do your rotation, because you have two planets, only one will rotate. You can see right here, this part of the planet isn't rotating, so let's change that back to 0. Make sure that this is at 0. Rotation 0, okay. And what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to key the rotations together, so when we rotate one, we rotate the other, and it looks alright. So go here, go under the CC Sphere rotation and Y rotation, Alt click on it, get a little pick whip, and then there you go. So you could just type that in if you are used to that, but I am not a artistic programmer, so I don't know the language that After Effects uses. Anyhow, so now when we rotate one, they both rotate. And now to the lava layer. So what we'll do is we will take our lava JPEG, slap it on there, throw on the CC sphere, and we only want to render the outside of it, and then we'll change the transfer mode to screen. And we will also want to pick whip the rotation for this as well. So we'll pick whip that. And all should be well now. So they should both rotate at the same rate. Let's see. We'll go to the lava layer, rotation. Let's see how it looks. Yep, everything rotates well. So now that we have that, we're going to change the lighting. Going to do the light direction on top, and we're going to change the height so that pretty much everything is covered. And now you can kind of see it almost glows, but that's not the right color, so what we're going to want is to go to color correction, tint. We want to change the tint to like a lava color. That ought to do. There we go. And maybe even throw in a little bit of a glow effect, so stylize glow. And as you can see, the lava kind of pops out now. We get a little bit more intensity going on. That looks alright. Zoom in a bit. But it's not quite the way I want it, so maybe we'll turn up the light intensity a little bit to make it pop. There we go. And that's kind of basically how I did the Tatko planet. I also did throw another, well, I suppose I can do that here too. So what I'll do is I'll take this, I'll just duplicate the lava, throw it on the bottom, turn off all of these. We will turn the tint off, glow off. Well, actually, I have a better idea. We will go to Layer, New, Solid, make Comp Size, throw on the CC Sphere effect, and we will throw it on the bottom. We will go to Effect, Color Correction, Tint. I'm going to tint it to maybe a hazy orange. And then what we're going to do is we're going to throw on the glow effect and create our atmosphere. Whoops, that's not at all what I wanted to do. Well, we'll leave the atmosphere for another time, I guess. Because the atmosphere can be a little bit tricky. Sometimes what you'll want to do is you'll want to put something in the background and then create a feather. You can do it using a mask. You'll create a circular mask and then a feather, and then create a colored background, and then that'll kind of give it a glow around it. Also, I suppose I can do this. I can show you how to make stars in the background. That should be fairly easy. And we'll go to Effect. It will be Simulation. I'm sorry, Noise and Grain. Fractal Noise. And we will turn transform these particles, make them maybe 3 in size. That looks good. We'll go to Color Correction, Brightness and Contrast. Turn the brightness down. Turn the contrast up. And there you go. You got some stars in the background now. And then you can go to your little planet and keyframe the rotation so that it starts there, and then 2 minutes and 30 seconds later it'll do 5 rotations, and then you could watch it turn. Well, you could watch it turn if you did the right layer. Anyhow, so that's basically how I do my planets in the System Talk videos. Thank you guys for watching, and thank you guys for subscribing. I really do appreciate it. Thank you once again, and I'll see you guys next time.